Okay, we are going to create our niche video topic video for this. In this one, we're going to start off by going from slides. So I've already logged in Canva, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new presentation. All right, and we're going to be creating a new one from a new slides, and we're going to convert the slides into a video. This is where you can then create your own from. You can use like an existing theme or kind of create something from scratch. I'm just going to create my own from scratch. And so my first video here is going to be the hook. So I'm going to put in just a heading of like hook. And so I'm going to have my hook up here as my big text. And then I'm going to add some other text down here about like on-screen text. All right. So I'm going to have these as kind of my templates. And this is where spend some time. Maybe we can use some of these different little tools here of making some fancy text as we go along. So the idea is that we'll have our template here. And I'm going to delete that. All right, there we go. And I'm going to have that one there. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this page as we go along. So then the second one is going to be about the topic. Oops. About the topic. Update. And then I'm going to duplicate this again. Oh, but next time I'm going to press Control D. And then third slide is going to be why I like this. Control D to duplicate that. And now I'm going to say why I think you'll like it. Update element. All right, here I screwed that up, so I didn't. Got to click update. Why I like this topic. Update element. All right, why I think you'll like it. We're going to duplicate that slide. And again, here, then our next slide is going to be story of how I found it. Update. And then our last slide is what they should do next. Where to go next. And this is going to be telling people who they should go follow, etc. Now, one of the things I didn't put on here that in our storyboard that I'm going to put at the beginning is some sort of a screenshot. This is going to be kind of like our thumbnail. So I'm going to duplicate this first one. And this is now going to be my thumbnail title screen. And I'm going to have that. Oops, I just keep forgetting to do that. Thumbnail. All right. So this is my basic template that I've got starting off here. And what I'm going to have for this is so I start off, I've got my thumbnail, the hook, about the topic, why I like this topic, why I think you'll like it, story of how I found it, and then where to go next on the video. This is where now we can kind of start to add in our images and our videos. So I want to add in, so mine is about cow hoof trimming. I'm actually, well, no, we'll just leave this as is. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to change the thumbnail of cow hoof trimming. I'm going to have that. And I'm going to have my subtext here. My secret YouTube obsession. All right. And because this is going to be a thumbnail, I'm going to make this text really large. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have my secret obsession really large. I feel like that's going to be more eye-catching for this. And let's see here. Yeah, my secret YouTube obsession. My secret, no. Thinking of how I want to have this laid out. My secret YouTube obsession. All right, I like that. And then let's okay. And we'll have that. And then, okay, and then the background, I'm going to find some photos. I'm going to find a cow. Let's see, we got like a cow hoof here. Hey, there we go. In mud. You know what? I think that's a horse hoof though. That's different. You know what? But I'm gonna have here. There's a cow hoof. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's have this one here. Is this one a video? And I'm going to put in a little YouTube logo on here. Let's see, maybe under elements, YouTube, no, not templates. I'll put in a YouTube logo on here. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. All right. My YouTube obsession. All right. So I'm going to have this as my poster frame. And then here now for the hook, what I'm going to have is I want to have some sort of a video that's going to grab people's attention about the cow hoof trimming. This is where now we're going to be talking about copyright and fair use. You can't take an entire video and then reuse that for the same purpose, but you are legally allowed to take small, short clips that are only a few seconds and use those for other purposes. So this video is meant to be like informing. The purpose of this video is to inform people about why I'm interested in this topic, not for the same purpose of like what the cow hoof trimming videos are about. And so like it's a different purpose. I'm using a short piece, so legally I can use this without violating copyright. So I'm going to head over to YouTube, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a short, let's see here, hoof GP. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a video here. Okay, all right, well, so that one looks, oh, like, right, like, look. Okay, first off, let's admire this thumbnail of this one right here, the one right below here. But then it goes away when I move the mouse over it, right? Like, look at that thumbnail, right? So, I don't know if they're shooting, I think they're shooting something like some water into the hoof, but it looks like it's shooting out. Like, that is just disgusting and grabs my attention. Just like this one here, where they're like kind of blurring it out, like, oh, like, what is so horrible that they had to blur it out or pixelate it there? Like, that grabs my attention, as well as power tools. So like they've got some really good thumbnails going on here. Oh, yep, just like that one right there, brutal soul ulcer. That's the word here. So they do like, right, so just kind of like scrolling through, we can see if like they do some really good job with thumbnails. I also want to just kind of acknowledge like on these, both of these thumbnails, they do a really good job of where they have it kind of pop out from the screen. Notice how there's a white border there, and then they have like the hoof and the hands and everything else kind of going beyond that. So it's like that's coming out of the screen a little bit with the look of it. It's kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this video up, and I'm going to find just like a 2-second clip here. I'm going to scroll through, and I want to find, oh, like that looks gross right there. All right. So they're peeling that away, and what I'm going to do is now on your Chromebooks, use the screen capture tool, the screen recording tool, and not the screencast app, but you're going to use the screen recording tool. And on mine, because I'm using Windows, I'm using the snipping tool, but I'm going to record a short video, and it's going to be a rectangle. And let's see here, I want to record this chunk right there. And I'm going to hit record, and now I'm going to start playing it. And so now it is recording this video, and I will crop this down a little bit after I get to it. It's like, oh, like that's gross. That's gross. Okay, all right. Oh, he's squishing it. Ew. What is that inside there? I'm waiting for it to move. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right there. So I've got my recording, and what I'm going to do is save this. Actually, no, I'm going to trim this video in my editor here. to be just that part right there where he starts like cutting that open. And then same thing here. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna apply that trim, and now I'm gonna go ahead and save those changes. Hoof, trim, hook, and I'm saving this into my downloads folder. Save it, and all right, we're done with that. So now I'm gonna jump back over to here, and now that I've saved that little clip, I'm going to go over to my uploads. I'm gonna upload a file and go over to downloads. There's that hoof, trim, hook. Open that up, and it's going to be now downloading. And when that's done, I'm going to add that in. There we go. So you notice right here it overlapped that text. So what I want to do is I'm going to have it go to go to layer, and I want it to send it to the back layer. And I'm going to expand this out. And so you'll notice like the format of that video is a little bit different than what I've got here. And I'm going to figure out what I want to have on the text. Ultimate picking. All right, I'm going to have that. I'm going to delete that block right there. And I'm going to have this here. Let's try this out. Ultimate picking. Oh, okay. All right, I like that. Now, what I'm going to do too is I want to have like a little reaction video of me, because this is kind of like my hook that I'm going to have in here. So I'm going to add, my goal is I want to have like a little photo of me right there with like no background, so it's just my face, and then it's like my reaction video is going to be overlaid on top of this to really emphasize the grossness of it. So I'm going to go down to, what was it, uploads. Yeah, I'm going to record myself and record a talking head. And even though it's kind of showing over the screen, it's going to be I'm recording just the camera. I'm not doing the screen and camera, etc. I'm going to have just my face here, and I'm going to go up close and recording. And it's like, oh. All right, something like that. All right, so now save and exit. And it's like, oh. There we go. Beautiful. And there's our little video right there. All right, so I finished uploading. And what I want to do is right now it's got this little circle. I don't even want that. I'm going to remove the background on my video. And this does a pretty good job. It might capture some of the stuff like the flag in the background, but it does a really good job typically of removing the background. And let's see what we got here. Yeah. All right, let's try this now. So I'm going to present. And it's like, oh. Okay, very nice. Let's see, how do I trim this video a little bit though? Here we go, trim. So I selected the video, I'm gonna trim it. There we go, we got that. And then pause that. I want to move this. I'm gonna drag this the playhead here to see where my reaction stops, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm done watching the video. Come on, move the little. And it's like, oh. Like, oh. All right, right there. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna shrink it down to there, and done. All right, I like that. I'm gonna expand this a little bit more from my face so I can see my wonderful self, and I'm gonna add in a little effect. Let's see here on there. What can I do? No, not those. But you know what? I want to animate it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add in. There we go. Yeah. Oh, pop. Oh, I kind of like pop. You know, kind of like you're popping a blister or like a zit or something like that. Like, yeah, let's bring that in. Boom, and then both pops in, pops out like a good blister. All right, and then we got like other kind of like options here. We can also add on like, okay, that's just like overkill on the animation, but that's kind of what I'm going for on this. All right, let's try this again. Like, oh, oh. except that it stays on there. Okay, how do I get it to go away when the video's done playing? Let's see. Show element timing. Oh, here we go. All right, so element timing, and then I'm going to have it go away. Because how long is my video? 4 seconds? Okay, so I'm going to have it go away after 4 seconds. There we go. All right. So now, all right, let's try this one more time here. Present it to. Oh. Oh. All right, that's good. Okay. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm going to kind of explain of like what we do is we go through and keep editing all of these different slides that we have, right? And so we can add in our videos and kind of our own little reaction things as we're going through. When we are done with all of that, hold down Shift on your keyboard and select all the way to there. I'm going to do that one more time. So if I've got like, let me hit Escape here. Okay, so if I select the first one, hold down Shift and select the very last slide there. If you have to like kind of zoom out or something like that so you can see all of your slides right there. And then what I'm going to do is click on the 3 little dots on any of those and then click on Edit all 7 of those slides as a video. What this will do is now it has gone in and it's added all of these into a playlist for all of our videos. And so if I hit play right now, we'll see where our video is at. My secret YouTube obsession, cow hoof trimming, probably shorten that up in a bit here. Oh. Oh. And then it moves on to those other ones. Within here, you can adjust all of these. These are kind of like the boards. Again, like these are the backgrounds of the slides that you had. Here's your text blocks. And we can add in additional videos and move things around. And you'll notice how I adjusted this here. So if I wanted to move that, I can also, I'm going to duplicate that slide or that little video block, and I'm going to like move it over here too. So now my little video will pop up and these layers as well. And so we can then animate these things, have them move around. We can also now have between these 2 slides, we can add in little transitions. So let's say I want to have it slide in. I'm going to do that. And then also for this one here, this slide, I want it to be shorter because this is just kind of like my thumbnail. So I'm going to shrink that down to 2 seconds. And now you notice how like a lot of these like all kind of got a little wonky. If I hold down Shift, I can select multiple things at the same time. Oh, I don't want that one. So I'm going to press Control and unselect. So if I hold down Control, I can select individual things and unselect them. And I'm going to shrink all these down to just those 2 seconds. And now I've got that. One last thing I'm just going to show you is that, so this bar that I'm moving along right here, this is called the playhead. And what's also really nice is this can be really useful for selecting where you want things to line up. Like let's say I wanted my reaction video to start at this point. What I can do is leave my playhead there and then click and drag my other blocks, and notice how it kind of snaps into place. It'll just snap into place there. So that's a really easy way of getting things to line up. And then you can click and expand and adjust these things as we're going along. And now you can also think of this as kind of like the same thing as this is like the slide that you had on your presentation, but now you can drag in any of your videos or other elements, images and text directly on here, and it will add them into wherever that playlist is on here. All right, have at it. All right, I forgot to add in, the last thing you're going to do is, let's say we've gone through now, we've edited everything, and we are ready to export the video. Well, first what you want to do is you're going to want to share this video with others to get their feedback. And so we can simply click on share, and then we're going to create a link so that others can view it. So we want to do allow view access. So we maybe change it so that anyone that we send a link to, they can view that video, right? So that's a really good way of getting feedback, and then we can go in and we can make changes. When you are ready to download this video for turning it in, what you'll do is, again, under share, you'll click on download. And then from here, we're then going to want to figure out what is the right format that we want to go for. For this one, we're going to go with an MP4 video. If you have short ones, like, you know how I did like that kind of reaction video, you can actually create your own reaction GIFs using that same process, but you'd have just your face kind of on the screen and then just export it as like a small GIF. And then you can even put that into your text messages and send your friends annoying little GIFs. It's fantastic. But we're going to send this as an MP4 file. And then here you can adjust what format or what resolution we're going to have. And so you can see down here, they give us little descriptions for it. So the smallest one is for 480p. The P stands for progressive. So that's for like a draft. This is going to be the lowest resolution, smallest file size, social media. So it's better for fast loading. And then for streaming, we are going to download it as the 1080. The 4K, that's okay. We don't need that. We'll just simply do the 1080p, and then we'll click on download, and it will go ahead and download that video. You will then put that video into your Google Drive and get a share link for your video and turn that in. And then you are free to do whatever you want with that video. Put it on YouTube, put it on Tickety-Tockety, whatever it is that you want to do with that amazing niche video to share with others and help them discover their possible new favorite obsession.